Hey guys, how's it going? This is Fordy Games, and I am back with more of the Stanley Parable. Okay, so I missed a few uploads, and I'm probably gonna miss a few more. Just some family stuff has come up. One of my granddads, he passed away like on Friday, which was the day I uploaded the geocache hunt video. Yeah, I guess the geocaches were just sort of a thing for me to get out of the house, which I've been doing a lot more recently. The house is just a bit gloomy, you know. I just don't like the atmosphere that's sort of been going around. Way too gloomy for my taste. I don't really like it at all. So I head out with my friends as much as I possibly can. I haven't had like the time or quite frankly the motivation to make videos for the past few days, mainly because of the death itself, and then there's like all this stuff about finding a suit for me. I have to go to the funeral, and I've been asked to carry the coffin with my dad and a bunch of his brothers, my uncles. Not sure which is a better term to use there, but yeah, well, at least it's not all bad. I mean, I had uncles that I never knew existed come over from America, which was really interesting. It was nice to meet them and talk with them and stuff like that. But yeah, he was just kind of you know, the stereotypical like awesome granddad, like the stereotypical like really cool granddad that's like, you don't want to say he's your favorite, but in a way he kind of is. One, they lived close to me. They were like literally just up the street. So I would go there a lot. I would go there for things like just going for a sleepover. And unlike most sleepovers, there wasn't any like person I was there to sleep over with. There wasn't any like particular reason. I just wanted to because, well, I felt like it really. I really enjoyed staying there. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I remember I used to like sit on. They had like a bunk bed, a wooden bunk bed, and I would stay up on there. But anyway, there's something I want to test out here. But yeah, I'm just pretty much gonna ramble about what's been going on in the past few days while I'm going through this. So yeah, he was pretty much the stereotypical awesome granddad. He, like, as soon as you came in the door, hugs, kiss on the cheek maybe, and then out into the back garden, mess around, have a bit of fun. I remember one of the biggest like things that I enjoyed doing when I was over in their house was like going. I would go out into the shed they had out the back, and my granddad had a bunch of tools out there that he showed me to use. He showed me how to use a drill and stuff when I was like, I actually don't remember what age I was. I think I was like 8 or 9 when he showed me how to use tools, which came in handy down the line. It came in handy in secondary school when I did woodwork, and less so metalwork, but still handy for metalwork. And during those years, he actually let me still go to the shed and work on some projects if I wanted to. I remember I made like a really cool ninja star that, oh, I thought was fun. But anyway, yeah, let me just try something. But anyway, yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, the videos are gonna be scarce coming out recently, mostly because I just want things to cool down around the house. Wait till things get back to relatively normal stuff. Now, in the past few years, I haven't really visited them often. I sort of like fell out of that for some reason. I don't know why. I just forgot to go a couple of days, and I guess I just fell out of going up there regularly. But yeah, it's hard to like talk over this dude. Yeah. Shit. I exited accidentally.
And to think I've been letting you run around
But anyway,
for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp
whatever.
the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a
Well,
moment.
anyway, yeah. So I didn't like visit very often anymore, but I was still very close to him. Or at least I think I was very close to him. Yeah, can I cancel this? Can I escape this somehow? Nope.
For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Insert Jack voice.
Go fuck yourself! Go fuck yourself!
Thank you, Jack.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay, so I think there's a little thing I can do here, which I thought of in the last video I did, where like this gate doesn't close properly. Oh shit! Fuck! I almost made it. I'm not sure if I have the patience to go through that again. That was 8 minutes. Too long, guys, too long. But anyway, you know, fuck it. There was like a glitch there that I actually came across a little while after making the video, where like you can make it out if you hurry. You can just rush straight on out. But yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
entered the door on his left. Yeah, alright. Let's just do the straight up ending this time. Let's just do everything the narrator says and see where we go.
Yet there was not a single person here.
Okay. I've seen all of this because of that long ending.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, let's go down here.
But Stanley just
Can I escape?
He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
That old video game trope.
Automatically behind him wherever he went. And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating
We go meta here?
and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
You're trying to break my brain, you can't.
Odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams. The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Well, I don't know. Like, the job doesn't actually seem too bad. Like, you just press buttons and hopefully he's getting paid.
It was quite a shock to Stanley. After all,
I'm gonna have to put out some CVs soon and get myself a job.
dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical sounds
Talents?
just a moment
Look
ago?
like an idiot
How else would the
online.
voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. That this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his
Shit.
back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
So anyway, yeah, damn, that was quick. I only got one ending, for fuck's sake. But yeah, so yeah, some stuff's going on in the house. I really, I feel like it would be very awkward at the moment to record a video. Then of course there's Wednesday. I won't be able to do anything on Wednesday. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. It's just, kinda an awkward spot for me right now. But anyway, yeah, the ironic thing is, one of my friends, when he actually came over, like, we ran out of battery, so we came back here so I could charge our phones and then leave. But anyway, he showed up and he overheard my mom talking about it, and then he just went, "You don't seem too upset about it." And I don't want it to seem like I don't care. I don't want it to seem like, oh, like, whatever, or anything like that. Like, it's kind of difficult to explain. It has to do with my way of thinking of life and death, and pretty much it goes into every single big question that a lot of people generally can't answer, which I kind of figured out a long time ago. But yeah, I can't go into it. Like, it goes into a lot of complicated shit, like the meaning of life, meaning of death, loads of other shit. Just generally complicated stuff, which I cannot fit into the end of a gaming video, so whatever. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing anything when you guys see this video on Tuesday. I don't know. Might just be going up to visit my nanny. She's gonna be so lonely now. Yeah, it was pretty much just her and Granddad up there, and I kind of feel bad that I didn't visit too much. Which was actually something I was very worried about before I actually went up to see her. Because, like, it was like, okay, so now you come up and visit us? Like, I nowhere to be found for so long, and then I just show up. I don't know. It just felt like it would be so awkward if I showed up, but I showed up and it was fine. I got along fine, and after about 5-10 minutes, like, we started talking and conversations got started, so it wasn't too bad. And I know that's a bad thing to say about a wake. I think it's a wake that it's called. But it went down a lot smoother than I thought. It went down a lot smoother than I thought. Then the actual coffin showed up, and I was helping carrying it in, which was very awkward. Like, because at first they told us to carry it by the handle. One dude told us to carry it by the handle, but then the other dude, once we got to the door, he said put your hands under it. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe the handles aren't that strong, or maybe it was to take up room. I don't know. But anyway, basically, I was squished against the door frame as I tried to lift it in, along with my dad and my uncles. But yeah, we got it in. There's like a little extension at the back of the house now. They got rid of the old shed that I used to go and mess around in, which is kind of sad. I mean, I didn't have any emotional attachment to the tools or anything in there, but, you know. There was something else I was thinking about there, but it's gone out of my head. What was it? I'm going to visit my nanny a bit more. Shit. Oh, that's so annoying. Like, do you ever get that where you're about to say something and then it just goes out of your head? Oh, it's so annoying. Oh, well. I'm sure it wasn't anything too important. But anyway, yeah. I will see you guys in the next video, which is, I don't know when. Until then, goodbye.